G'day, my name is Dainsy and this is the first machine that I spent over 1,000 Aussie dollars on. It does one thing very well. It makes wood flat, smooth and parallel. It was an easy justification early on for productivity reasons alone. Flattening many pallet wood project slabs by hand with a router, making a massive mess every time was hard yakka. And this machine gets flogged on every single build. About a year ago, I purchased this second-hand wood lathe for 2,500 Aussie dollars. I gave this purchase a lot of thought, and I had a cheap and nasty lathe to play with first. I had a few lessons and I loitered at Dale's shed a lot before I justified to myself that this machine will produce products and will pay for itself quickly. And it did, very quickly. I make lots of mallets. Which brings me to this machine, a laser machine, the Xtool P2. I did not pay for this tool, it was sent to me by Xtool. Recommended retail price is $5,000 US, which is about 7,500 Aussie dollars. And that is a lot of money. That is actually way out of my budget for something that I don't fully understand its potential or how it fits into my current workflow of making things and selling things. To put that into perspective, I am now only just considering upgrading my table saw, and I'm 6 years into this backyard shed party. I know the table saw is the workhorse and the most versatile tool in this space. It is a well-earned and justified upgrade. What I want to know straight up is, can it cut? Can it cut? Can it make some cuts for me while I'm doing something else? An automated employee. So initially I'm thinking parts of projects or steps within a build that I don't have to do by hand. I have completed a few test cuts to familiarize myself with the basics of the Xtool P2. I'm throwing in some 12mm pine plywood straight onto the bed. Xtool quote, this should be no problem. They also quote P2 can cut 8mm walnut. Notice my eyebrow raising. I have done multiple test cuts, increasing the passes and reducing the speeds. I note down the settings as I'm still not having success with the 12mm ply. It is getting a little too crispy charcoal for my liking, and I notice the circle passes are not perfect. So I'll come back to that test later. Okay, this machine needs to cut, obviously, but it also needs to cut fast. So I'm going to make a comparison to something I know very well from my John Hines Vice project, where I cut 27 different layers of 3mm pine plywood. I know this complex cut took about 30 minutes. The Xtool P2 smashed through that cut in 4 minutes 25 seconds. And that's pretty cool. However, something is not quite right. Clean cut on one end, not so awesome on the other, and it is not perfectly cut through this 3mm ply. I do a few tests across the width of the cut area and I realize that the mirrors may not be aligned. I follow the instructions, which includes firing the laser at masking tape and making micro adjustments to one of the mirrors. Simple enough, and I can move on. At this stage, 7mm plywood seems to be the go. Cuts through no problem, it's nice and fast. One pass, no burning. Now, can the Xtool make parts for projects? I found this handy website for making boxes and I thought I could possibly make drawers because I hate drawers. Seriously though, how easy. You make a box to your desired dimensions, download, import into Xtool Creative Suite, move the pieces around and hit start. I see all the fancy stuff that lasers can do. Can it do the mundane, boring things all day long while I am doing something much more funner? No one machine makes the entire pallet wood project or any other project. However, when you spend a lot of money, that machine would want to process things very well and very efficiently. Post mirror alignment, I try another 12mm ply test using the 12mm walnut Xtool settings. I still can't get through. Moving on. 7mm pine plywood seems to be the magic number so far, so I'm going to flog this machine and really test it out. I purchased the Paul Jackman French Cleat organizational things plans and started cutting. Do you have a propane torch? You want that thing?
Absolutely.
Yours. What about the cookie thingies? I don't have the cookies. You got the cookies? I don't know what the tissue box is for. That's a bit weird. Do you want the tissue box holder? Again, this machine is fast. 3, 4, 5 minutes or so for each of these little things. It took a little bit longer for the bendy parts. How cool are bendy parts? 7,500 kangaroo is a lot of money that the side hustle would need to recoup at some stage. Maybe I need a product as well. So I shamelessly made another box and repurposed the Jackman Works 45-degree cleat and made this little storage box. If nothing else, this machine is a lot of fun. It's a lot of money to have fun. I'm not actually selling this product, just prototyping, unless you really want one. Parts, products, I'm starting to see the benefit here, so more testing. I don't want to have to buy too much plywood. This is some non-pine pallet wood, species and density unknown. But it is harder than pine, 8mm, no problem, and not too crispy. 11mm pine, no problem at all, and no crispy charcoal on the edges. This would be great for templates. It cut 19mm pine in 2 passes, however, too slow, too much charcoal. Still, very cool if you don't want to see the edges, or maybe you do. So, templating. This is a pretty awesome use. Quickly grab a scrap, throw it in, use the wide-angle camera to lay out your design, use the second something megapixel camera for a close-up, and so you can get perfect positioning on your scrap piece. Cut a template, say for routing out things, like my drill press carnage area here, and also cut the pieces for replaceable carnage area things with finger holes for quick access and easy swapsies. Create perfect curved or decorative profiles for other things, which with almost a zero kerf, you can also make all sorts of clamping jigs for bending wood, etc, etc. Anyway, that is a lot of templates for $7,500 recommended retail price. However, if you have an amazing idea that you know will sell like hotcakes and make millions of dollars, why don't you just pop that down in the comments below? And what about small, intricate cuts for patterns or whatever, maybe jewellery made from skateboard laminations that my other lasers have struggled with? This is 4mm end grain, which I have not honed in the cut settings for this just yet. However, you can see the potential of adding some detailed artwork to your projects, like draw fronts, in the next video, maybe.
G'day, my name's Anthony and welcome to my workshop. I would describe myself as an intermediate enthusiast beginner woodworker who has been inspired to just get started by Aussie makers like Dainsy. As a beginner woodworker, I've been documenting my journey and story through my YouTube channel Barber's Paddock Woodworking. So if watching another knucklehead building stuff out of his shed is down your alley, then why not considering following? That is of course after you've subbed to Dainsy first.
Alrighty, back to products and prototyping. And flogging this machine. I get back onto makercase.com.howsyourfather and I whip up another box. I like the bendy edges, and the bendy edges make the laser do way more continuous cutting. Lots of smoke, lots of cutting. Mark 1 is great, however, I had 3mm ply set when I created the box file, so my 7mm box joints don't actually line up properly. I re-download a 7mm Mark II, get overexcited and ahead of myself, and engrave a graphic that should help sell the product. I made a little blunder on this one with the hole over the writing. Sam can have that one. Except the 7mm downloaded file changes the parameters of the bendiness, and it does not bend very well. In fact, it doesn't work. So I went back and I cut Mark III on 3mm ply to try and solve the dilemma. I think the 3mm Mark III is a little bit fragile as a product, and it's a product that no one actually asked for. So I think I'll keep this one for a little bit of background fluff and spatula storage. Mark 1 of the new prototype is 7mm. I combined the two plans to get the correct bendiness, engrave my logo, and I have a product. I actually think it's too big to ship in the flat pack mode. And I don't particularly want to assemble these things. Small, cheaper products can't consume your time. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. Back to the drawing board, I suppose. Okay, products tick, parts tick. What about custom work? There is 100% an unlimited market for this. Personalization, one-off gifts, logos, branding, signs, massive signs. Have you seen the conveyor add-on for the X-Tool? This machine will be amazing for this type of side hustle. Learning all the finer details of engraving takes time that I don't have right now, and I know my diode laser can make furniture tags pretty well. So I figure I'll give my other laser to Dan. He thinks I'm actually going to make him pay for it. Well, let's just see if he's paying attention. And if he doesn't write "Happy Birthday Dan" in the comments below, then he can pay for it. I have had 3 or 4 days flogging the life out of this Xtool with mostly 7mm ply, and I really want to again focus on parts. Drawer parts. Making a drawer base with the laser box joint bigger than 300 by 600 is possible if you get creative with the software. However, for efficiency, I think I'll just have the laser make the drawer sides. I'll then finish the drawers with my other tools. 7mm drawers may not be structural enough for some furniture / projects. However, I could simply laminate another inner or outer 4 sides to strengthen things up. You could also make yourself some fake laser cut dovetails if you really wanted to. Okay, final thoughts. It is an amazing machine with unreal technology, and I have not even utilized all the features yet, which you can see all over YouTube already. It is very quiet, perfect for early morning shed time, and it pumps all the nasties outside. But your workspace will smell of burnt wood. I have joined the affiliate program for Xtool, and those links are down below. And I do have another video coming where I'm going to test this machine out some more. I cannot tell you exactly how long I can expect this machine to pay for itself in my shed. Not in a week, anyway. So stay tuned. What I do know is this machine is going to enhance my side hustle in the shed somehow. All I need to do is just get started. Catch you later.